Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this outGRID workshop. In today's session, we are going to try to discuss about interoperability across different distributed computing infrastructures with a special focus on neurosciences. So I'll be giving an opening speech, very short, that's going to introduce the overall background and more particularly the outGRID initiative into which this work is inscribed. And within that introduction, I'll try to sketch what we are aiming at in this workshop session. This is co-organized with outGRID, with Niobe ITAS here. So let's start. Okay, so this workshop is organized and hosted by the outGRID project. That's a European FP7 initiative that started back in September last year, that is about analyzing the interoperability among possible level of interoperability between three existing infrastructures for neurosciences. One is NewGrid, a European FP7 project that started back in 2008, that has established since then a grid-based infrastructure in Europe for neuroscientists. And the two others we are analyzing are coming from respectively Canada with C-Brain, that is led by the McGill University, and from the USA at the University of California in Los Angeles, the LONI Pipeline Initiative. So here is the consortium. I'm not going to detail it, but here you have the core partners from the NewGrid project, as well as our international partners for discussing the interoperability matters. So in outGRID, we are trying to analyze the three infrastructures, technically speaking, and to measure the present level of interoperability. So to sketch a roadmap and to lay the foundations of a larger initiative that will aim at developing the full interoperability among the three infrastructures towards a unique and worldwide facility. Beyond the neuroscientific aspects, outGRID is also looking to generalize the conclusions of its interoperability analysis. So to prepare a so-called cookbook for interoperability, that's going to be a short document of about 20 pages that will be delivered at the end of the project, so in 6 months from now. That we will use to disseminate and eventually to trigger other user communities convergences among existing infrastructures. The grand vision in outGRID is to interconnect three initiatives already existing that I already mentioned. So to allow accumulating the respective applications and data portfolios from the three infrastructures, and therefore making it possible for the first time to develop new markers for neurodegenerative diseases across the three facilities. To do so, we've been funded for 2 years, and this is the work breakdown structure of the project. We have 5 work packages. The 2 first ones are technical and are about the knowledge gathering and the interoperability analysis with a few workshops that we've already organized internally. This is our first public workshop where we are disclosing some of our results with the intent of gathering more feedback. And we got 2 special work packages, one that is disseminating the technical results, and another one that is aiming at raising awareness, so to eventually find out ways to fund this worldwide interoperability development. And then work package 5 is about management. So as of today, we are here in the roadmap. We've run already 2 series of technical workshops in the US and Canada, from which we've analyzed the 3 systems very deeply to produce a first set of documents that I will refer to later on. From this analysis, we've started developing a demonstrator that's going to illustrate this interoperability exercise with the objective of showing to funding agencies and to our supporters in the different countries involved the benefits for end users that we could potentially achieve with greater interoperability. And today, this is our first public dissemination event, and we are here to discuss the part of the results of this analysis and to gather more feedback and more recommendations for delivering a new version of our analysis. So I was mentioning that outGRID is preparing and has been already issuing a number of documents relating to this technical interoperability analysis. And this is what Work Package 2 has been doing so far. And more in particular, Deliverable 2.2, that's a public document that is available from the website of the project. It is in this context that we are running this workshop to enrich the interoperability recommendations from diverse user communities towards the production of a final technical interoperability specification document. Just to structure a little the coming discussions, outGRID has further defined what interoperability means for its participants. We based our definition from the actual Wikipedia definition of interoperability, distinguishing between syntactic and semantic aspects of systems. Syntactic being the capability for systems to communicate, whereas semantic is the capability of understanding whatever is being communicated between the systems. So we further defined these two major dimensions of interoperability to establish a framework for quantitatively comparing the free infrastructures participating to this study. And we've also defined a thinking framework from this interoperability analysis to produce a set of documents that could be useful primarily for us for the worldwide initiative, but also for the cookbook in the long run. So from the interoperability analysis that's available in the public document that I just talked about, we've introduced a roadmap that's showing different high impact actions that we've undergone, scenarios of interoperability showing what are the possibilities, and finally a prototype illustrating this. And today we want to discuss general guidelines of interoperability that could go along these sections in our documents. So today's workshop is split in two major sessions. The first is more research oriented with presentations from related projects. So we'll have a presentation from C-Brain, that's the Canadian neuroscientific initiative that Tarek Sherif is going to introduce. We'll then have from the remote presentation from Loni in Los Angeles, talking about the pipeline environment they have been developing so far. We'll then hear about a new exciting French project that's called CATI, that's just started. That's very that is within the Alzheimer's community. We'll have one more presentation than the official agenda, which is the DCI project that's going to talk about diagnostic tools for neurodegenerative diseases, so a similar infrastructure, but with different requirements. And then we'll conclude with a more general presentation from Shiva, which is a European project dealing with interoperable workflows across different distributed computing infrastructures. So through these presentations, we hope to trigger a number of ideas and to enrich the discussions of the second session that's going to take place after the coffee break. That's going to be chaired by Stephen Brewer from EGI. And into which we'll have a set of panelists debating on different aspects of interoperability from their own perspectives and projects.